So I thought, I'm going to talk to my
We've got meetings at work, meetings at the kids' school, there's laundry, there's dinner, there's time with friends. You want to squeeze that in, working out. We're all busy taking care of our day-to-day tasks. But have you given enough thought to your financial future and your retirement? Adam Wolf is the president of Wolf Retirement Navigations. His clients consider him Jacksonville's retirement coach. It's always good to see you.
Great to see you too.
Because we talk about retirement, one of my favorite topics.
Is it?
You know you've reached a certain age when you're like, oh, retirement, can't get here soon enough. So you're here every Tuesday, and we talk about all these things that we need to be aware of and look out for and be wise to. And fees. I know you love to make sure people understand their fees, but I really love today that we're focusing on what women need to know about planning their retirement and preparing for this time in their life. And I think in our open, we are so busy that sometimes that's either the last thing we think of or it's the first thing we like to give our partner to deal with.
Yeah, so we're either too busy or we're just different. Men and women are different, a lot of us, and so the financial issues that women face, are different, and they can be different, especially if there's a death or a divorce. And then having independence is a big deal.
But even in a women's lifetime, sometimes they take time off to have children so that there's a gap in their income and in the time that they've worked, and then they get back and they've got to revamp up. And then to your point, let's talk a little bit about, though, you mentioned death and divorce. Let's talk about how they can impact a woman's retirement. So say you get a divorce and you're only in your 30s or your 40s. How does that impact your income when you're going to be ready to retire?
Yeah, I mean, a perfect example is, when you may be staying at home, raising the kids, working your tail off, raising those kids, and then next thing you know, you're getting down the path of life, and there's a divorce, and one of the big keys for income is maybe a lot of the income was tied to the pension that he had, or the IRA that he built up, even though you guys built them both together over that course of life. In addition, the Social Security. If you didn't have a working relationship and had credits within the Social Security Administration, then you would have access to his potentially if you were there together and married for a long time.
So do you suggest folks if they're going through a divorce, come see you as well as their divorce attorney to start making sure that they are asking and getting the right things? Or is this more of a, okay, I got divorced, now I come to you to make sure to kind of get myself up and running?
Yeah, I see it both ways. The other one I also see a lot of is when we've lost a spouse, and I see either widower coming in, and we're working with them to help them sort of pick up the pieces. And one of the perfect examples is a recent widow came in, and she her husband passed away in March, and she really didn't like the advisor. Now that's sort of rare, but to the point where they didn't communicate, that's not good. So it's okay to be comfortable with your advisor and feel the way you need to feel when it comes to such a time in your life when it's a big grieving process.
And sometimes you're having to walk these ladies through what the investments have been that they may not even be aware of or understand.
It's empowering, by educating on what you actually own and what you have and what your goals are, because your goals have changed, So, there may be a loss of income that we have to make up for, but it's having independence and knowing what your stuff is and where to take it from there, and it's your plan.
Can you talk about a little bit about that independence and how you see maybe some women come in the door and they've either been through the death or divorce, but you help them get on the right path and they walk out and they have this sense of independence, kind of the before and after that you get to experience with your clients, because it's really a personal relationship.
Yeah, and everybody's different. So, there's always different levels of this financial education. Some folks come in and they have lots of education, and some folks come in and they might not have all the education. They just need somebody to help them with that, and maybe their husband or spouse helped them with that, and they're no longer here. So, that's what we do to help people bridge that gap and get your goals and what you want to accomplish corrected.
They walk out of there feeling like they got 3-inch heels on versus 1-inch heels.
You said it. I didn't say that. But.
Yeah, but it's girl talk. That's what we know.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I'm walking on 3-inch heels. So let's talk about the stress test. We've talked about that before, but let's talk about it in perspective of a woman in terms of maybe they've gone through one of these experiences, or they're independent and they don't want to end up in your office overwhelmed after one of those 2 negative experiences.
Yeah, the stress test is great because it's a retirement portfolio stress test. It's our complimentary way of meeting with someone and going going through and analyze exactly what you have. So uncovering what you have, looking at the fees, the true fees that you're paying, because if we could save thousands of dollars a year, you talk about thousands of dollars of potential savings over a lifetime through your retirement. That's a big, big deal. We also look at the risk in your portfolio. You know, if you were married, you know, maybe your risk levels were a little different. Maybe he took a little bit more risk than you want to take. Looking at that risk level, making sure it's appropriate for you. And then it's all about education and coming out of these meetings and empowering yourself to make great decisions with your money. And that's what it's all about.
And you have a special offer for folks.
We do. We have a special offer. We're going to have the first 5 callers, $500 value sitting down with me, and we're going to take you through that stress test together and go from there.
And waive that fee. You're going to waive that fee.
Actually, we're going to waive the fee. Thank you for bringing that up.
No, waive that fee. It's a $500 value,
Yes,
ladies, that you're
yes.
getting. Then you can go out and buy those 3-inch heels. Okay. After Adam tells you not to. Don't worry. We'll talk about that later. All right. So obviously, we always want to thank Wolf Retirement Navigation LLC for sponsoring this segment and bringing us this great information. Do not forget to call to schedule your complimentary retirement portfolio stress test. Be one of the first 5 callers. Here is the number: 904-232-8760. And remember, Adam focuses on retirement planning and can help you determine if you are on the right track to a successful and secure retirement. You can learn more about him by visiting wolfretirement.com.